Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So Snowflake has released a very good feature which is Streamlit inside Snowflake. This feature is currently in preview, but in this session video we will learn primarily 3 points about this feature. First, what is the importance of this feature? Second, what are the different use cases or scenarios where this feature can be used in real world project? Third, we will see a demo of implementation of this feature in Snowflake. So let us discuss the first point. What is the importance of this feature? So usually you would find that if you want to cater your data to some end user to which you do not want to give the access of your database or who is not proficient in querying the data within the database, you would use either a reporting tool or a web application to cater that data. Now to cater that data via a web application, you usually need a dedicated server where you host your web application. Now, using this Streamlit feature within Snowflake, it removes the need of that dedicated web hosting server. Basically, you can use Snowflake infrastructure to cater data via lightweight web application, which can be developed using Streamlit. So this is the importance of this feature. Now, what are the different scenarios? Now, consider the scenarios where you want to cater data from inside your database to the end user, but not via reporting tool or via heavyweight web application. The example could be, suppose there are thousands of jobs running in your uh, data warehousing project for loading the data, and you want to simply show the status and the reason or different statistics about the jobs which got filled to your BA or maybe the project manager on day-to-day basis. Now you can simply cater this data via this feature on a web application, and the project manager and BA can access that web application or front end and simply see this information without logging in and querying the data inside the database. Now let us see the example of very same requirement as a demo. So let us say your requirement is that you want to display, let me paste it here, that you want to display the total order count and total order amount for a provided date to the end user. So what I have done is I have used the TPCH schema data, and on top of the orders table I have created an order summary table, which is nothing but it displays the aggregated count as well as the aggregated amount for a particular date and for a particular status orders priority on that particular date. So let us see that we want to cater this data only to the end user, and also we want to make it interactive so that date can be selected by the end user, and we show the data for that particular date. And also another requirement is that by default, if nothing is selected, you should show the data for the maximum date available. So let us develop a Streamlit application for this. First of all, when you log into your Snowflake account, you will see there is a Streamlit option here. If you go to this option, you may see this kind of page. Here, if you have not already accepted the terms and condition, you may not see this tab or this button already. So to accept the terms and condition, you need to go to admin. From there, you need to go to billing and terms, and then you need to accept the terms and condition of this Anaconda Python packages here. Once you accept that, you can come back to this Streamlit option and you will see this Streamlit app button appearing here. Now you can click on this. So when you want to create a new Streamlit app, you need to give the name. So let us give it sample Streamlit app. You need to assign a warehouse to it. Let us assign a large size warehouse to it. And also you need to specify a location. So what at the background happens is this creates an internal stage and host your Streamlit files in that particular stage. So to host that stage, you need to provide the database as well as the schema. So let us give the raw schema here and we create the application. So it will take few seconds to create the internal stage, create your first file along with the demo code. So if you see, it has created a file with this name stream sample Streamlit app. This is a single page application. You can also create a multi-page application. And also it has given you some sample code to give you a gist of how the application looks like. So this is how the application is looking. It has bar chart as well as the data which is being used to develop this bar chart, and this is interactive. If you move this slider, the data changes. So what we can do is we can simply remove this data because we want to develop this application for our specific purpose. We will let it be example Streamlit app, but instead of writing this comment, we will write a header. Let's say st dot header orders statistics for a date. If I simply run it, so I have my title, I have my header as well. Now let us go towards our requirement. So our requirement says, let us comment it here. Display the total order count. And by default, it should take the maximum date. So we will need to pick the date first. So let us write the query. We will use SQL parameter to write the query. Select max o underscore order date from. I have created this table into the STG schema of my analytics database. So I will pick it from there. Now to run the query, we will write this function. We already have taken the current session using this function. So we will simply write results equals to session.sql. Now the SQL query which we need to execute dot collect. If I simply write this results, let us see what do we see. So it has created a data frame in which I have got the maximum value. So we can store this value as the max date parameter because it is a data frame. So first row, first column. Now we need a date picker where we would want to change the date, or we would want the end user can change the date to which it wants to see the data. So for that, we can create a date picker equals to st dot input date input. We will give a label to it, select the date, and for default value, we will pass the max date. And let us write this the value whenever we change the date. So st dot write date picker date. So we can run it now and see. We see that we have a date picker appearing now, and if I change the date, the value of date gets changed. So we will write another query to select the data for this particular date. Select star from analytics.stg.order summary. We want to pass the predicate where o underscore order date equal to, we want to pass the date as a parameter. So let us give a placeholder date input. Again, now we want to run the query. So it will be results equals to session.sql. We want to pass the SQL dot format binding the parameter date input equals to, it will be date picker date, but it is a date time instance, so we need to format it string f time. The format we need is percentage y hyphen percentage f hyphen percentage d dot collect. Now we can write this output into a data frame because this is a data frame. So st dot data frame, write the results, and container width you can use the upper container width true. So let us simply run this code. Okay, so we do not see any data because there might be no data for this particular date. Let us see use some another date. Okay, So now when I change the date, I can see data appearing for that particular date. If I change it again, there is no data for this date. Yeah, now I see for the 2nd of August 2023 all the order priorities and corresponding record count as well as total order amount. Now suppose you want to share this uh, application or front end with your end user. So all you have to do is when you click the share, you get the corresponding URL. You simply copy this URL and provide it to your end user. Now end user can always go to this URL instead of logging into your application, looking, querying the data. The end user can simply go to this URL and see all the data live here only, and he can change the date as well. So that's how easy it is to now cater your data from within the Snowflake using a lightweight web application to the end user. This may resolve in the terms that to cater your data 20 to 30% of the requirements, you can use Streamlit feature rather than going for reporting tools. This is all about this feature in this session. If you find this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.